head-to-head, literally and figuratively. Those two, who would have thought? Jimmy Butler, sure. Grant Williams? Well, let's find out. Williams from 3, got it, and then he gets in Jimmy Butler's face, which is probably a bad idea. And as you just heard there in the post-game commentary, Butler's like, I wasn't particularly worried about it. Butler driving on Williams, that's a mismatch. She's just too strong. And then they start jawing. Both would get a tech, but this was just the start of what would be a duel. And what do they say? Poking the bear? What do you think Dylan Brooks learned about LeBron? Like, this is kind of the same thing. Butler working on Williams, and he drops the old too small. The deficit was a little bit too small. It was just a 4-point game. Butler on Williams again. I mean, this is just a total mismatch. Butler had 27, Williams had 9. And while Jimmy was doing all the talking on the court, wait till you see some of the talking Williams did after the game. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Hang tight for that. We'll switch action after he moves off. And then tough fadeaway, gets it to go. That, more importantly, gave Miami the lead. No for Butler here. Yes for Adebayo. Butler comes alive in the 4th. Tatum again, a no-show in the 4th. Grant Williams, listen to this.
I think he said something and I just responded. You know, for me, I'm a competitor. I'm going to battle. He got the best of me tonight, and at the end of the day, it's out of respect because I'm not going to run away from it. My mom always taught me that and my dad as well, you get your ass kicked, you don't come back home until you come battle again. And if you either come back before you die or you go back and you go get a win. And I'm not willing to die in this finals. I'm ready to get a win, ready to come back and come in the game through with a better mentality. I know this team is as well. So at the end of the day, tonight's tonight. We got to focus on, let this shit hurt. But at the end of the day, we got to come in tomorrow and really focus in on what's next.
Whew. Wow, that's a lot. What's next is do not let Grant Williams guard Jimmy Butler, okay? Here it is. This is all you need to see on your screen. When Williams was the primary defender on Butler, Butler was 5 for 6, 4 for 5 in the 4th. And tonight, indeed, as Jimmy said, Celtics were too small.
I was trying to play the right way the entire game. And then I feel like in the 4th, it's all about getting the bucket, whether you're taking a contested shot, a wide open shot. It's all about getting shots on goal. And I can only tell y'all so many times how much confidence that my teammates put in me, the coaching staff puts in me to just go out there and hoop, play carefree, and as we like to say in our locker room, take us there.
Jimmy, before you got up here, we've been talking about Grant Williams and what happened there in the 4th quarter. And Bam even suggested that you occasionally start things like that to just kind of get yourself going. Can you tell us what happened in the moment there, and did it fuel you down the stretch?
Yes, it did, but that's just competition at its finest. He hit a big shot, started talking to me. I like that. I'm all for that. It makes me key in a lot more, and it pushes that will that I have to win a lot more, and it makes me smile. It does. When people talk to me, I'm like, okay, I know I'm a decent player if you want to talk to me out of everybody that you can talk to. But I don't know. It's just competition. I do respect him though. He's a big part of what they try to do. He switches. He can shoot the ball. I just don't know if I'm the best person to talk to.
So Jimmy, Grant wasn't the answer, was he, to the Jimmy Butler problem?
He wasn't.
That's what the end of that post game was about? That's what you're referencing?
That's not what it's about. But I don't know. I think so many guys played well for us tonight. You know, Caleb was huge, as was Bam. And I just think we played high energy. And everybody's going to focus in on that, but that's for sure not the reason why we won the game. I think what Caleb did tonight was incredible in keeping us in the game. You can't leave him. He's on everybody's scout report. He does everything that you ask him to do. And then Bam was Bam, rebounding, passing the ball, scoring the ball. And then I made some shots late. That's the ball game.
One last one. Can you tell us about the song you were listening to on the way in here?
Morgan Wallen, Somebody's Problem. It's a hit in the locker room right now. But honestly speaking, I think I'm kind of like the DJ, so I get to pick and choose what we listen to. If it's not him, it's Dermot Kennedy. It might be some gospel in there. who knows?
And you guys have defended Joe at different points when he's been criticized. He said coming into the game that, the accountability starts with him. You've taken accountability at times throughout this year. Where are you guys at in terms of, supporting him? You've talked about, he's not out there. We need to be the ones who kind of step up in those spots.
I would venture to say I'd probably say the same thing right now. We got his back. He got ours. Joe ain't missed no shots tonight. He ain't had no turnovers. I missed shots. I had turnovers. Anytime we lose, I'm going to look at what I could have done better in order for us to, change the outcome.
Jayson, the Heat seem to kind of dictate the pace there for the second half of the fourth quarter. Why do you think they're able to take such control and kind of play how they want to play and force you guys to play maybe a little bit differently and maybe speed you up?
I think slowing us down by, when they score, right? You can't really, it's hard to get out in transition when other team is scoring. And we gave them a couple second chance opportunities that, those things hurt you, especially late in the fourth quarter. They're getting 2-3 offensive rebounds at a time, and then they get back to set their defense. So, it's always going to start with getting stops on the defensive end that allows you to get out and run and transition.
And just in general, the fourth quarter execution, it more often than not, it seems to be an issue in these close games. What's happening in these close games that's kind of costing you guys?
I don't know. We probably had some turnovers, but we got some good looks in that late in that fourth. Driving and kicking. Some of the shots didn't fall. I would have to go back and watch the game to give you a better answer. Which I'll go watch it tonight, and we have film and stuff tomorrow to see things that we can do better.
You were sitting at your locker for a long time. What were you thinking about?
I was getting some ice in my legs, a little tired. These games starting at 8:45. I just like to sit there and relax, catch my breath for a little bit. That's about it.
When you look at these first two games of the series, especially the way they've gone in the fourth quarter, what has been the biggest difference?
I think part of it is us, we got to execute better. We've had double-digit leads in both games, and, a turnover has changed, the momentum, or offensive rebounds that led to a three has changed the momentum. So, those plays, right when we up 12, when we could go up 15, 16, they go back down to, they go on an 8-0 run, and now it's at 4, and, now the momentum has shifted. So we've been up, and we got to do a better job of making those, I would call them winning plays in those situations.
What was your reaction when Grant Williams got into it with Jimmy Butler there?
I didn't think much of it.
Did you think that was a mistake to kind of poke the bear a little bit?
No, I didn't think much of it. Tense basketball game, guys competitive and talking. It happens all the time, I guess.
How do you guys need to handle that moment when he starts to come alive a little bit and kind of take the momentum back there?
Yeah, obviously don't want to foul. We fouled him a couple times. And, some of those offensive rebounds, and they got some more opportunities. Those are tough. And, give him credit. He had some tough shots. And, he was a really, really great player. So, it's not always going to go your way, but you got to make it tough on guys and limit them to one shot and, keep from fouling.
Jayson, most of the night you guys were able to get through Miami's zone and kick out and find clean shots. Then crunch time, it seemed like every time you'd swing the ball, they would be able to stop the drive. And so you guys didn't really get anywhere. Like, why do you think, after seeing this Miami zone so many times over the years, they're still able to be effective in these big moments?
I thought we got some good shots, but I could be wrong. I got to go watch the game. You know, our spacing might have to be a little bit better, but I know Grant got a look or two. I know JB got a few looks that, you know, it's a make or miss league. But, you know, I'm certain, obviously we lost, so we could be better. And, you know, I'd have to go watch the game and that last quarter to, you know, dive into it a little bit more.
Jayson, we've seen you after a lot of tough losses. You seem particularly upbeat tonight. Are you encouraged, or how do you feel going down 0-2 to Miami?
I mean, it's tough. It's a challenge. And, I mean, there's no point in being up here sad and shit, right? They came in and won 2 games. They played well. You give them credit. But, you know, we're not dead or anything. We got a great opportunity. You know, I still have the utmost confidence. Everybody has the utmost confidence. And we just got to get ready for Game 3.
Are you guys capable in all ways, physically, mentally, talent-wise, to win 4 out of 5, which you are going to have to do?
Yeah.
The fourth quarter struggles continue for Jayson Tatum. He did say the game starting at 8:45, so maybe that was playing a factor. Once again, had a rough one, scoring just 5 points, all on free throws. In Game 1, he had 6 points in the fourth. Danny, the Heat had 42 points off the bench, including the 25 from Caleb Martin, who was the team's 7th leading scorer. It's the year of the role player, Danny. How do these players keep going off?
As you could hear from him, the big word was confidence. The key for them is Jimmy's building confidence, not just in himself, but the guys around him. These guys are playing at an extremely high level since the first series against Milwaukee. You got guys like Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry giving you 15-plus points. Gabe Vincent icing the game with a step back, too. Max Strus, everybody's doing their part. Now, finally, Duncan Robinson's getting some playing time and getting a rhythm, and they're all, you know, playing their role and playing their part because they have extreme confidence, not from just themselves, but from Jimmy and their coaching staff. And you know, they're playing unbelievable basketball. You know, you got to tip your hat off to Miami Heat.
On the other side, the Boston Celtics, I'm not going to say that they're going to panic because they've been in championships type of situations before, but now they're down 0-2, and they had trouble with turnovers. How do the Celtics fix this when obviously you got a chance to go to the finals and you're still struggling with the basics?
Yeah, there's a lot they have to fix. I think they just have to slow down a little bit, take better shots. Miami threw some zone at them a little bit here and there. They've worked well. They scored well against the zone. They need some other guys, you know, to pick up their game and be more aggressive and play better offensively. Their best defense is their offense. So they need Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, some of those guys to step up and make some big baskets for them. Outside of that, man, I think this is panic mode for them, and this series is over, honestly, if you ask me. But they obviously are defending finals or Eastern Conference champions. They do have a chance anytime they step on the floor and win the game. But when you go down 0-2 and you're your home floor and going back to Miami, it's going to be tough to come out of there winning both those games.
Chances of winning the next 2 games. Take a look at this. The Heat up 2-0 for the 20th time in franchise history. Miami has won all 19 of the previous series, so history says this thing is a wrap. Doris Burke was on the call for ESPN Radio and has a unique insight on what they call Heat culture, courtesy of their head coach.
Eric Spoelstra told us before the game that the more gnarly the situation, the more comfortable Jimmy Butler is. And what's striking to me about the Miami Heat is the incredible belief Jimmy Butler inspires in the guys around him. So in the fourth quarter of a possession ball game, Miami walks away with yet another win because of Jimmy Butler's ability to get to his spots, most often in the mid-range or right at the rim, and deliver when it's most needed. And let's give some credit to the undrafted guys. Duncan Robinson, a huge 15 points. Gabe Vincent with the biggest shot of the game late when Miami could not get the ball to Jimmy Butler. The gunslinger Gabe decides to step in. If you're the Boston Celtics, you kicked it over 15 times and gave 20 points off, and yet again struggled to execute and get Jayson Tatum off in the fourth quarter. That adjustment has to come for the Boston Celtics.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.